a lot of people in Galway, certainly in the food world, would know you mainly from your years spent at the 12 Hotel out in Barna, where you were the executive head chef for years. And then around COVID time, it came out obviously that the famous kind of cottage in Blackrock was being redone up as a restaurant, and you were going in there as the head chef. Can you tell me about the opportunity? How did that opportunity originally kind of land with you?
I've been kind of sea swimming, which is quite a funny story. I've been sea swimming for about 5 or 6 years, and I actually met my future boss swimming in the ocean. So we'd kind of he's a young guy as well, so we kind of become swimming at the same time. Oh, how's it going?
Yeah.
How's the crack? Did you watch the football? Just general banter for a couple of months, like, you know. And he asked me then one day, how come you're never in a hurry to go to work at 9 o'clock, or, you know? And I said, no, I don't start until 10 or half 10, you know. And he said, oh, where are you working? And I said, oh, I'm the exec chef in the 12. Oh, Jesus, great. I love that place. The food is great. You know, so it kind of got a little chat then, and he was telling me that they were building Blackrock at the time, which I hadn't really read about in the media or anything, that it was being developed. So I was like, look, no thanks. You know, we had the Michelin inspector, you know, we're flying in the West. It's kind of like you said there with the pandemic and stuff. So we had just kind of bounced back. We were kind of thinking 2022 was our year. But look, we had a chat and a cup of coffee, and he showed me some of the finished plans, and Jesus, like, yeah, look, it's wow. I was swimming in the ocean right in front of it, looking, going, wow, this could be my office. And, you know, after 15 years in the 12, I think it was time for a change. It is very different here in Salthill. It's more of a casual concept, with just offering that kind of higher end of food as well.
Deadly. And I actually ate there for the first time. It was, for whatever reason, I just never got out there. It was always like, because I'm living in town, I don't really get out to Salthill too often. But I loved it. I had a great meal a couple of weeks ago.
Thank you.
How has your I suppose from the original conversations you've had, and maybe like what it could have become, how are you very happy with where you've gotten to, or how would you sum that up like?
100%, you know, and part of taking the job and that new challenge was that I'd kind of have my own food ethos, that, you know, I wasn't just going to do any cheap kind of food and just to make money. That wasn't my concept. So we kind of sat and had a good chat about my values of food and my core values for building a team, using local suppliers, using local produce. So once all of these were established, it was kind of like, right, this is going to be our level. And our owners are delighted with that. That's kind of the level that they wanted to and expect to get to as well. So yeah, the mutual conversation brought us to the food that I want to do and my team want to do. So yeah, we've had a great 2 years. We're open 2 years this week. You know, best newcomer in Ireland, best restaurant, best chef in Connacht. Like, those awards are great, and it's great for the media and then the general public to see it. But I think, Evan, as you know, our awards are actually seeing the restaurant full every day, and people coming up to the pass in the kitchen saying, you know, that was great. Be it poached eggs, be it porridge, be it lobster for dinner. For us, it doesn't matter, because it just means that the guest has made that effort to come and say hi, or that's class, that was lovely, or, you know, so it's nice to have that interaction as well with the guests.
For sure. And so today is polling day in Ireland, where people are voting for the general election. I'm not going to ask your which way you went, but in terms of, obviously, this, like, when you do your vote, obviously there's loads of things you're thinking about, from, you know, housing and homelessness and all the issues they're facing in the country. But one of them obviously is hospitality, and there's, you know, I'm sure that was in your head, right, in terms of what parties are going to, you know, look at hospitality and what their kind of views are. That's a very long-winded way about going about basically asking you what, with all the economic challenges out there with hospitality, what, as a man that's kind of, you know, in the midst of it, what's your views on, I suppose, where we're at the moment?
Well, look, we're all trying to lobby the government to help us. You know yourself, running businesses is hard. The margins aren't there anymore. You know, so I think the first thing the whole government needs to do is maybe look at the VAT rate. And I know it was a huge contention in the last budget, but, like, personally, Evan, the the minimum wage is going up in January, and I think this is going to have a huge effect on the restaurants. I think some of them are hanging in there by the skin of their teeth at the moment. They're going to maybe get till first week of January and say, do you know what, with this new price increase on the staff and the wages, that bit of profit that we have is now gone to nothing. It's not worth it anymore. The stress, the headaches, the staffing, the costs. And I think we're going to see like 800 restaurants close last year or this year that we're in. I'd say you could nearly double that next year with these added pressures onto businesses. So I think the VAT rate is a huge one that needs to be seriously looked at. And I know JP McMahon mentioned a minister for food within the government. I think this could be a huge thing. I think the government need to realise that food tourism in Ireland could be massive if the government are helping the restaurants. But at the moment, they're crippling them. And we can see restaurants and food outlets, be it cafes, bars, ice cream shops, it doesn't matter. That's all part of Irish hospitality and Irish food. And we're starting to lose this day by day. And I think this needs to be stopped. It needs to be helped because Irish food, Irish tourism is built on our friendly welcome, our lovely service. And of course, we have some of the best produce in the world. So maybe changing the tourism thoughts that we're beef stew and lamb stew and that kind of thing, whereas we've the best area in the world, we've some of the best cattle, they're exporting our lamb and beef to France, Italy and Spain. So the merits are there for our food, but I just think a minister for food could actually push us to a food tourism destination. And then that tourism boosts everyone that's involved in food or hotels, restaurants, attraction places, cities, buses. You know, there's a knock-on effect for every kind of industry. So yeah,
very good. Well, I haven't heard that one, but that actually sounds great. So your business has expanded in the last 2 years. Give me, so you have the Blackrock Pantry, I think it's called, out there in Salthill, and then you have the place in Kinvara. Is that right? Give me the kind of rough breakdown of for anyone that doesn't know the extended places you have.
Yeah. So we are, as you know, the cottage is based on the diving board here in Salthill, so 2 or 3 meters from the edge of the ocean. 70-seater restaurant, outdoor dining, and we also have an amazing food or coffee kind of container at the moment, offering out the side. So people that are walking the prom just want a coffee and a pastry. It's still of the same quality of the restaurant, but it's more of a grab and go option. Yeah. We're doing acai bowls, and so there's a few different things. This time last year, we opened our pantry, which is a bakery, deli, supporting small Irish producers, Moran's jams and some of the cheeses, and Gary Gloss in Connemara, and Fairmore Biog in Spiddle. So we try and kind of get their products in for the people of Galway who, as chefs, we're used to using these products, but I think getting them to get the little taste of it. So we have our restaurant, we have our pantry, and then as you said, we have Connolly's across the water. So yeah, it's a busy outlet. We're open for breakfast at 8 a.m. So we kind of get the swimmers in the morning, the coffee growers. And then lunch is very busy. And we're doing dinner Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings at the moment.
Yeah, and tell me a little bit briefly about in Connolly's in Kinvara. That looks, I used to work out in Kinvara for a brief period, but the kitchen, just from looking at the stuff online, the kitchen looks like the most insane looking kitchen I've ever seen. What's the type of food you do there?
I think at the moment, Evan, it's going through a bit of a transition. But like you said, the kitchen upstairs is it's stunning. You're kind of overlooking some of the water pier in Kinvara. It's an open fire concept, so it's all over charcoal and dried olive wood. So it's kind of an exciting place to be. They've got an amazing wine cellar. It's quite, Evan, you were in fine dining, are in fine dining, the industry. I remember the first time I cooked out there, we have a chef's table as well at the bar counter in Connolly. So you have 8 people there, and then there was Irish music coming from downstairs, like traditional Irish music. And I was like, Jesus, in all the fine dinings I've worked, I've never had this kind of, and it was really surreal. But it's lovely. It's a really lovely area. And even when you light the fire, the barbecue upstairs, the Mybrasa, the whole village can smell it, so you can say, oh yeah, Connolly's is open, So,
Sorry, go on. No, carry
No,
on.
go
Sorry.
on.
I was going to ask you, is it true Gordon Ramsay has bought a house in Kinvara? Did you hear that rumor?
I actually didn't, but funny you mentioned that. The week before we opened, they were filming Gordon's series with Anna Howe in the
Yeah.
west of Ireland. So actually, Anna was the first person ever to cook in Connolly's of Kinvara. So they did some of the filming upstairs. So it
Right.
was a bit of a push to get the kitchen clean and
Yeah,
polished,
yeah.
and then the cameras came in. Like we didn't even have the crockery opened at that stage. Like yeah, so maybe it's true. Maybe his couple of days on the west of Ireland kind of swayed him to come over.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Spot on. Right, Martin. I appreciate your time. Very last question. What's I suppose, the future plans for the business? Do you have any exciting things happening in the next 12 months or any new openings?
Yeah, there's loads. We're actually currently in phase two here in Blackrock, so there'll be a lot of people that will see the construction going on. Our coffee container is going to become a permanent structure just beside us. There'll be a new outdoor dining on that side of the cottage as well. That'll actually be hopefully covered that we can use it. There might be a fish and chip concept coming soon in Blackrock, yeah, so we can get some
Nice.
of the I might mention a few saunas in the back corner.
Mhm.
Yeah, so look, our owners own the old driving range as well. So there's a gym being developed down there at the moment. Yeah, there's loads of exciting projects that a little bit early to talk about them,
Yeah.
but super excited to kind of get them going.
Spot on. Interesting. Right. I'll have to get you back on. So when that fish and chip restaurant opens, we'll do a
Great
live from
stuff.
Blackrock.
Great. Look forward to having you.
Lovely. Martin, thanks a million for the chat. It's always good to talk to you, and we'll chat to you
Evan,
soon.
all the best. Thanks so
Cheers.
much.